show live today from the 2020 ARC Forum. My name's Janice Abel, and I'm an analyst with ARC Advisory Group, and I'm here today with Mahendra Sundarraj from SunPower Corporation. He's the IT architect there. And the topic was digital transformation in manufacturing. Mahendra, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Janice. It's nice to be here.
So, Mahendra, why don't you tell the audience a little about yourself and about SunPower Corporation?
Sure. So I'm an IT architect in SunPower. SunPower is a solar panel manufacturing company. It produces the highest efficient panel in the world. That's a short bio. Yeah.
Okay, so you talked a lot about what you're doing with data and how you're managing the data. So what are some of the best practices for managing data growth?
Yes, it's a good question. So we actually deal with a lot of data coming from factories, the warehouses, the shipment history when the goods move from one place to another. So it grows into multiple terabytes of data. In some areas, actually, we estimate our growth would be in petabytes of data very soon. How do we handle that data? So our whole data architecture, if I have to simplify it in one word, it's a hybrid cloud model we follow. So we have our own on-premise data centers, factory-attached data centers, and the public cloud and private cloud we use. So it's a hybrid cloud data structure, architecture is what we use to handle that growth.
What kind of systems do you have?
So in the hybrid cloud architecture, if I break that into building blocks, so the design principle we had here is separating the storage and compute. So we created a storage clusters which can store structured and unstructured data. And we have an elastic cloud compute facility capability where we can actually scale our compute up and down. So that's the important building block or design we have come up with to handle huge volume of data or diverse workloads, compute workloads.
So how are you capturing the data and making the data usable?
So the data capturing mostly happens in our factories by IoT things in machines and also various business applications. Those are our data sources. And once the data is captured, the key goal here is the data, as long as it is in the data source, it is available only to its direct consumers. But to create a shared understanding of the data across the enterprise, we need to have an extra capability. So that's where the metadata management comes into play. So we have created a metadata catalogs which actually explains or simplifies and explains the data to the consumers, even though they are not the actual users of the system. For example, the data coming from MES or machines. People who are working on the production floor would know the data intimately the data coming from the machines, but not necessarily a shipper or a logistics department user would not know anything about that machine data, would not understand that machine data. But that's where the metadata catalog comes into play and create a common understanding. So that allows the people to exchange ideas or root causing a identified problem much easier. So when they sit down to actually root cause a problem, they talk in common names, in common standards, thanks to the metadata catalog. That is how we actually make the data available for any further use cases or any further value to be derived.
So we all know that data is growing exponentially.
Yeah.
So do you have a strategy for handling all the data growth that'll be in the next even couple of years or even 10 years out?
Yes, we do have. So when we started, actually, we worked like a minimum viable product. You just start small and fail fast and then learn and then actually redo it and then scale it out. Once we crossed that initial phase, we quickly actually realized unless we have a strategy for the further growth, all of this foundational architecture we have built would become useless. So we consciously developed a strategy to make each of these building blocks in that architecture is sustainable and scalable for the workloads which we are not foreseeing right now. So we have consciously created that strategy. That strategy is an outcome of long discussion and collaboration exercises at multiple levels, from executives to business stakeholders and IT SMEs.
So is there anything else you'd like to add about what you guys have done at SunPower and any of the challenges that you faced?
It's been quite very learning experience so far, and I would say we are still working on it, and it's a continuous improvement exercise. I don't think it's a project which has a fixed go live date. After that, we can celebrate. It's a continuous improvement exercise. We are very much a work in progress.
So this is the second year that I've seen you at the forum, and this year you spoke, and last year you also spoke. But are there other reasons that you come to the forum?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, first of all, to this forum. And it's a great opportunity to meet the industry counterparts and a lot of great ideas getting exchanged in this forum. I really learned a lot personally, and I was very glad to actually help some of my peers with what I do and the amount of experience I have gathered so far. I was able to help people. That's something actually has been quite satisfying here. And personally, I've learned a lot in digital transformation journeys, what others are doing.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining us today, Mahendra. And I just want to say that was Mahendra Sundarraj from SunPower Corporation, and I'm Janice Abel from ARC. And if you want more information, contact ARC. Thank you.